On this show, Mornings with NikiMarie, we celebrate voices and stories of exceptional individuals who are creatively affecting change in their communities or around the world. Whether you are an author, an entrepreneur, an athlete, an educator, a community leader, a mentor, we want you on the show. You never know who you will influence or empower by sharing your story. It's not about where you are now. It's about how you are motivating yourself and others to keep going. So let your voice be heard on Mornings with NikiMarie. To be a guest, please feel free to email nikimarieradio@gmail.com or send a message via Instagram at NikiMarie_radio. We can't wait to hear your story. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I have a special guest that is here joining me, and I want to say, hey, lady.
Hey, lady. Hi.
So Tania Richardson is joining us today. I'm super excited for this conversation. So how are you doing today?
I am very well, thank you. Very well.
I'm excited because there's like so many different questions. I just turned 38. And I know you have like this 40 thing going on. Yes. So I'm like, what should I ask? Because I'm going to get to 40 very soon. Yeah. So let's jump right into the conversation. First and foremost, tell everyone what your title is right now, because you have so many hats.
I do. I'm a mom, I'm a sister, and I'm an auntie, I'm a boss, I'm an entrepreneur. So yes, I wear several hats.
So how do you juggle all of it?
You know, I've always been really good about maintaining a proper work-life balance. What I know is that people in America don't take vacation, they don't take time out for themselves, and they're just workhorses and they just work. But I've always managed to make sure that I take care of myself, and I don't apologize for it.
That's awesome. Because a lot of times, I don't know if you've had this experience, but you say yes to almost everything. Or you've had that experience of saying yes, and now you're like, I already know self-care is important. My peace of mind is important. So how do you maintain the balance with those type of relationships that you may have, and you're like, no, I'm not going to be able to do that? Because that may help someone. A lot of people feel guilty for saying no.
Absolutely. And so to your point, you said you're 38. And there's something that happens when a woman turns 40 or through her 40s.
Okay, tell me.
Good. Look, I'm going to tell you, you learn the gift of no. And what I mean by that is that prior to 40, in our 20s and our 30s, we are people pleasers as women. Right? We don't know how to say no. And to your point, when we do say no, we have some guilt associated. And I don't know where that comes from. But something happens as you transition through your 40s where you start to say no. And it becomes a complete sentence. So what I mean by that, it's no without an apology, no without an excuse. And then when somebody says to you, well, why not? You don't feel the need to explain. It's like you really start to own your adulthood, and you really start to live authentically with who you are, and you stop doing things to please everyone else, and you start pleasing yourself.
I love that message. Where does the hey lady come in?
So I say it to all my friends. When we pick up the phone, hey lady,
True.
And so interestingly enough, when I started the brand, I hadn't had a name. And I was on the phone with my best friend, Simone Ward. Hey, Simone. She and I were talking, and she's like, Tania, these things take time. Some people take years to come up with a name, and you're trying to do this like in a month. And I said, I don't have time. And she goes, what about hey lady? And I said, oh my God, I love it. And she goes, no. It's too simple. And I said, but that's what I love about it, because everyone knows what a lady is. Yes. And it's very catchy, right? Because all of us say it. And sometimes you say it without even knowing that you're saying. I get on the phone and the first thing we go is, hey lady. So right. That's where the name came from.
It feels like such a sisterhood type of vibe especially when you have the red lips. I'm like, I've been trying to rock out the red lipstick, but it's just not working for me. So give us a tip on how to work the red.
Honey, you just have to own it. That's it. There's no magic potion to any of this. You just have to be firm and be confident in who you are. And that is why I did the red lip. Because for one, it looks good on everybody. Everyone can wear a red lip. Two, you don't even have to have any other makeup on, right? Think about it, right? You can put on a red lip and some black sunglasses. Voila.
Popping.
You're popping, right? You look like $1 million. And so that's why I put the lip, because it's just a boldness, you know, and I truly want women to embrace who we are as women and really step into that boldness.
Yeah. I love your thinking, and I've been watching a few of your Wine Wednesdays. What was that thought process like behind creating that? Because I think it's a woman a week, right? Or
it's a lady every week.
Yeah. Lady of the week.
Lady of the week. Yes.
How did you come up with that concept, and why did you choose women and not a mixture of women and men?
Well, one, the brand is Hey Lady, right? Two, I love Jet Magazine and Essence magazines. And so when I was a little girl, my mom subscribed to both of those magazines, as well as Ebony. However, Jet always had the beauty of the week. Yeah. Remember? Right. Yep. And so I thought about it, and I said, how can I do that? You know, obviously not in the bathing suits the way that they did, but I just wanted to be able to bring on women from diverse backgrounds who were not celebrities, right? And have them tell their stories, because I believe every woman has a story. Yeah. And I also wanted to be able to provide a platform where other women would be able to reach out to the women that come on the Wind Down Wednesday series, whether they had questions, if they needed advice, or any of that. So I was like, well, how can I put all of this together? And so each lady that comes on every week, she agrees to do just that. I said, you guys, if you come on, you know, you can promote your products, you can talk about whatever it is you want to talk about, but I need you to agree that if there's another woman out there that needs help, that needs assistance, that you will be open to doing that. And everyone that has come on, they say, bring it. I'm here for it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's such a sisterhood type of vibe.
It is.
I know that you've been traveling, and you know, I've been seeing your pictures. What does traveling mean to you? I haven't been able to explore a lot of the world, but I can only imagine how that opens up your sense of palate. I guess that palate of taste. You get to see things with your eyes and feel things with your hands. Like, just tell us a little bit what that does to you emotionally, mentally, and everything.
That's traveling for me is how I recharge. And so when I leave the country and I am able to feel like a stranger in a foreign land, to me, that is everything. It's like you take off the makeup, nobody knows you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I don't need to impress anybody. I don't have to be anyone that I'm not. Or if I want, I can be whomever I want to be when I'm there. Right. And so for me, it just feeds my soul, Nikki. It just, I can't even really put it into words. Obviously, it broadens your horizons.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have this sense that the world is just greater than your block. You know, and there are people out here that are just living and thriving. And then sometimes you need to go away to slow down, because some of these places, they move a lot, you know, at a slower pace than we do here. You know, and it's funny because if you've never really traveled and you go somewhere and you're like, good Lord, the service is slow here, you know, but you can't take your hometown expectations with you when you go abroad. You got to leave it there and be willing to open yourself up to the culture that's there. So when they say when in Rome, do as the Romans do, that's what I always tell people.
That is a word of advice. I've experienced that going to Trinidad. Like I've traveled there a few times with one of my best friends, and just to taste different foods, just to experience different culture, and just like the whole energy, atmosphere, whatever you want to call it, it's just a eye-opening experience. And she was proud of me because she's like, you didn't say no to anying, just to try everything.
And didn't you feel free? Didn't you feel like a sense of like, let your hair down? It was like, whatever, however, right?
I mean, we went to one of the clubs there. I was like, wow, I've never heard this music before, but it didn't matter. Yeah, it was so fun.
And the people, that's the other part for me. Some of the most hospitable people for me have been in Italy, have been in Croatia. I just came back from Tanzania, and these people are so welcoming. I'm talking about, come have dinner with my family. Like, we don't even know each other. I'm good. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
Right? We don't typically invite strangers into our homes here. Right? But that is the other part that I love, because I never know who I am going to meet. And I tell you, I've met some phenomenal people in traveling.
That sounds like kind of the intro of my show.
Yeah.
You say you never know who you're going to meet. I'm always saying you never know who the next guest is or what story will be impactful to your life.
Right.
So speaking of story, I know that you have a lot of like background stuff, but I kind of want to bypass all that and just go into the mentorship initiative.
Yes. Yes, it's the
tell me more about that.
The HLMI, the Hey Lady Mentorship Initiative.
Nice.
And so I've been a mentor to some amazing young ladies for over 10 years, I want to say. And I've seen the changes that I've been able to make in their lives. For me growing up, I didn't have outside of my mom. You know, I didn't have another woman or lady who came and was like, you know what, let me help you try and avoid some of these pitfalls that I've experienced, you know? So for me growing up, I had to, trial and error. I had to figure it out on my own per se. Yeah. And so that is my passion. Like, I am such a champion for women, but more importantly for younger women, and even as it relates to the whole lady, I want to be able to show them that it's okay to be a lady. There are some things that you don't have to do. You don't have to compromise yourself. You can have morals, you can have standards, and people will love you and they will respect you. And so part of the initiative and what we're doing, I'm starting in Atlanta, Philadelphia, and here in Los Angeles, because I'm from Philadelphia, I lived in Atlanta, and now I currently live in Los Angeles. So those are the three pilots that we're starting out with first.
Gotcha. And
so we're looking to pair a mentor with a mentee, and the mentor has to be an entrepreneur, 40 and over, a woman. And then the mentee is between age 16 and 21. That's the age range that I'm looking for. And so one of the things that they're going to learn in the program is how to write a business plan, how to do public speaking,
wow. Yeah.
Etiquette classes, when you're sitting down at the dinner table and you're at a 5-course meal, where do you start? A vision board, just all of those things to teach leadership qualities. And then to show them, as far as the entrepreneurial part of it, is that there are other ways to go about making money, and it's not always the 9 to 5. Yeah. So I just want to give them something different to look at.
This sounds awesome. And I guess my question is, what does this mean to you? Like, by starting this initiative, what does it mean to you for you to be able to accomplish this?
It means the world to me, because like I said, this is it's not about me. Anything that I'm doing right now, I just feel like God is just using me as a vessel, so it's not about me. And one thing I didn't mention, at the end of their 12-month program, we're going to Barcelona next year. So I want to take them abroad. I want to just expose them to the world. So exactly, right? So after they complete the program, that's a part of my brand is fashion, travel, entrepreneurship. And that's what I want to be able to show these young ladies through the program. So when I complete this, not if, but when I complete it, it's just everything. But God has already given me the vision for it. Yeah. Like I see us in Barcelona, walking down Las Ramblas with our Hey Lady t-shirts on, I see it. He's given me the vision. So I'm just so excited about it. I really, really am, because there's nothing more rewarding than being able to be a blessing to someone else.
Yes. And I always feel like God always gives us the vision, and he's like, all right, I've given you the vision. Now you got to do the work.
Yep. No, it's so true.
And I'm so happy that you're doing the work.
So true. And let me say something to your point with that, because when I started this, so he gave me this vision, like, I want to say maybe 3 years ago. And what I first started doing was pinning on Pinterest, right? And I would just pin, whether they were selfies, my hair, my outfits, my travel, and I would just pin and leave it there. And then all of a sudden I just started getting some traction on there. And I was like, okay, these people are like really repinning this stuff, like, and it started to pick up. And then women would like send me messages. Hey, can you help me out? I'm going to a party this weekend. I don't know what to wear. I want to solo travel, but I'm really scared. I see you have your insurance practice. Like, it just started coming together. And I was like, okay, God, there's something here, but I hadn't figured out how to mesh it all together. Yeah. And so then COVID hit. And so I closed my insurance practice. My employees are working from home. And that gave me the time to really sit with this and really figure out what this thing looks like. And Nikki, when I tell you, for 3 weeks straight, I could not sleep, because God was like, you need to trademark this. You need to do this. You need to do that. And literally, I would sit at my dining room table from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Just strategy, thinking of, okay, what does this look like? Who do I want it to affect? What am I doing? And just to your point, when you're ready, the universe will open and it'll all start to work together for your good.
I've had a lot of people pass away from COVID, and when you talk about the business aspect of it and getting the time, it's like, I've heard that a lot. Like, people are like, I didn't have the time before COVID. Yep. Like, it was so many things that were a blessing, but then there was, so many things that were obviously not. But
absolutely,
what was the shift for your employers? You know how, like, with this pandemic, things are closing, and there's certain people that are out of work. Were you at least able to have those employees still employed?
Yes. And so the blessing for me is that I have an insurance practice, and it's one of those businesses that people have to have it in order to drive a car, in order to live in your home, in order to buy a home. So closing the doors for me, thank God, did not affect me the way that it did a lot of other people. My employees were able to maintain their jobs throughout this entire pandemic. So I am truly, truly blessed and grateful. Awesome.
So what is next for you?
Man, I'm just ready to get this mentorship program off the ground. Like I said, I see the vision, and I can see the girls, I can see the mentees, the mentors, like I see it all. So now the focus is just trying to bring it all together. So one of the things that I'm trying to push for next month, I said, I want to sell 100 t-shirts in the month of May, because doing so will allow for me to put that money aside for this trip to Barcelona. Yeah. So right now, that's kind of like my push when we're launching the program, is to look, guys, I told you it's not about me. So now I've got some skin in the game, right? And people are like, I bought a t-shirt. I'm going to see y'all in Barcelona next year, So that's just where I'm at right now. Like, I'm just so charged to, make this come to life. That's where I'm at right now. And then I am going back to Africa on the 25th of April to go join one of my best friends in Ghana. So,
wow.
I'm doing.
Is Africa the best place that you've been to, like out of all the places that you've traveled?
Absolutely. By far. And the reason why is because, so I've been to Africa twice. I went to Morocco, which is in the north, and then I just came back from Tanzania, which is southeast. There is nothing like walking around and seeing your face in everybody's face. Everywhere you turn. And I'm talking about some of the most beautiful people on the planet. Like, I kid you not. Okay, so I met this guy on Instagram about a year ago. And how we met is because I liked a post about Zanzibar, which is the island off of the coast of Tanzania. And so we became friends on Instagram. Listen to this. I am walking on the beach in Zanzibar. He walks up to me. Tania! Blew me away. I think I have a video on my Instagram with I'm like, what? And when I tell you this was the most beautiful human being I have ever seen in my life, his skin was dark chocolate. It looked like God had kissed him. The sun had kissed him. And just these beautiful curly white teeth, girl. He was about 6'2". And I just stood there in awe, like,
wow.
Oh my God. And again, just the receptiveness of the people, everybody willing to help. Girl, the smells, the food, the music, just everything, the culture, by far the best place I've ever been.
Wow. I just had a whole vision.
Right.
Just had a whole vision.
Yes, man, amazing. Incredible.
Wow. That's amazing. You are amazing.
Well, thank you, darling. Thank you.
So when is season 3 coming?
Season 3 starts next Wednesday. Yes, I know. I just finished season 2 yesterday. I don't get a break. Season 3 starts next. Look, we already have 12 amazing women lined up. Like, we are booked until the 21st of February. So I have a lady of the week every week, with the exception of the 2 weeks that I'm taking off, which is the 28th of April and the 23rd or whatever, because it's my son's 18th birthday or something. So outside of those 2 weeks, we have 12 women already lined up. And when I tell you, these are some phenomenal women that are just doing some amazing things. I'm so excited.
Well, I can't wait to pull up with my glass.
Yes, make sure you bring your glass.
What days? So Wednesdays, you're back?
Every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, that's perfect for me because the kids will be asleep and I'll
you can have your glass of wine because you've earned it by then.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, tell everyone where they can follow you and support you on this journey with your mentorship program and just all kinds of things.
You can follow me on all social media handles at Hey Lady by Tania, and that's TANIA.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Clubhouse. I'm everywhere. So Hey Lady by Tania, and my website, if you want to go ahead and purchase one of those 100 t-shirts, is heyladybytania.com.
Hey, lady.
Hey, lady.
Thank you so much for being here. And thank you to everyone who's tuning in. You can follow me, obviously, on all social media platforms at NikiMarie_radio.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Bye.